That boy Tyrese Maxey was on demon time. These Philadelphia 76ers have won 5 games in a row. 1 game before the All-Star break against the Bucks, and then they got to win against the Timberwolves after the All-Star break. 2 wins in a row against the New York Knicks. Then they beat the Cavaliers. Who else did they beat, man? It's just this team is really starting to establish an identity after this James Harden trade, and they formed a legit 3-headed monster. Now, this game didn't start out that smooth for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Cleveland Cavaliers came out in Philly and blitzed us. Let's just call it what it is. The Cavaliers scored over 40 points in the first quarter, and the Sixers really didn't have an answer. But the good thing about it is we stayed with it. We stayed committed. We stayed aggressive, and we was down 21 points at one point in the first quarter. Defense was porous, but James Harden caught fire towards the end of that first quarter and managed to trim the lead to 11 points, which made the game much more manageable. The game almost got out of hand. Like I said, there was a point in that first quarter where we was down 21 points. And the Cavs, they were just attacking the basket relentlessly. They were just going at us. And every time Joel Embiid was down in that court, they was going in the paint. And I got to give credit to Darius Garland. That boy is a bad man, straight like that. He had the ball on a string, and he continuously made guys look silly, most notably Tobias Harris. But the Sixers, they continue to stay resilient. They got punched in the mouth and they stormed back, and the Cavs really couldn't hold us all. In all reality, Tyrese Maxey's aggressiveness was everything. Tyrese Maxey by far was the best player on the court, the most aggressive guy on the court outside of Darius Garland. Of course, guys came in and did their thing. Joel Embiid went 7 for 14 from the field, 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 9 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 22 points. James Harden, 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 for the three-point line, 11 for 12 from the free throw line, 3 boards, 11 assists, 25 points. Tobias Harris is starting to ingratiate himself more in this offense. He's starting to become more aggressive. Clearly, the plan was to get Tobias more involved. He took the most shots with 16. He went 7 for 16 from the field. Needs to knock more of them open shots down. 4 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 15 points. The bench came through as well. Got to give credit to Niang. 17 points off the bench, went 5 for 8 from the three-point line. He caught fire. Then Shake Milton came in, gave his valuable minutes, a valuable contribution, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line, plus 18 in the plus minus, 11 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. This was a total team effort, especially knowing that the team was a little bit lackluster in the first half, most notably the first quarter. But Tyrese Maxey stayed aggressive. Tyrese Maxey kept us in this game. Oh, man, this is 3 games in a row where the 3-headed monster, Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Tyrese Maxey have scored over 25 plus points, over 20 points respectively. And, you know, we got to start giving credit where credit is due. We might have a legit big 3 on our hands, man. Tyrese Maxey is going at any and everybody. He doesn't care who it is. Mad Max is in the building. That boy he don't give a damn. Let's just call it what it is. I'm so excited about this team. This is going to be a tough stretch. A very tough stretch. You know, this schedule is not going to get easier. We have the Miami Heat next. And after the Miami Heat, we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Chicago Bulls. Then we got Brooklyn on March 10th. So these next 3 games is going to really tell us a lot about this team. These guys that we're going up against are literally the top dogs in the Eastern Conference right now. The Eastern Conference is jam-packed. Most of these teams are about a game and a half, 2 games from the first seed. And you know, it's any man's game at this point. Any team can end up being the first seed by the end of it, but seeding at this point doesn't even matter. It's all about matchups, and it's all about what you do against the competition when you face them. And this Miami Heat matchup is going to be huge because it's a back-to-back. They got to fly to South Beach tonight and play Miami on the road. Then they got to go. Then we come home, play Chicago and Brooklyn 2 games in a row. So they got a little break between the Miami and Chicago game, and they got a little break between the Chicago and the Brooklyn game. But the James Harden effect, like I said, is real. We're 4-0 with James Harden thus far, 5-0 since the All-Star break. And Tyrese Maxey has benefited so much from James Harden's presence. Like, how can you deny what we're seeing from this young man? Like, you got to be a fool to think that this Sixers team is not a threat to go all the way. You got to be a fool. The Sixers shot 54% from the field as a team. They shot 42% from the three-point line as a team, 90% from the free throw line as a team. they got out rebounded, and that's going to be a problem for us going forward. We're one of the worst rebounding teams, and I think that's one of the reasons we brought in a guy like DeAndre Jordan to help us get more boards, to help us be more aggressive on the boards, especially in the offensive boards. The bad thing about this game was we allowed the Cleveland Cavaliers to get a lot of offensive boards. We allowed them to be aggressive on the boards, and we allowed them to get second chance points, and that's something you don't want to do. They had more assists than us. They're 30 to our 23. We had 8 steals. They had 5. Both teams had 12 turnovers, but they capitalized off their turnovers more. They had 21 points off their turnovers, and we had 14 points off our turnovers. But overall, this team has to be more aggressive. Like I said, at one point, they had us down by 21 points, but nonetheless, the Philadelphia 76ers, they stormed back. Tyrese Maxey, give that man most improved player of the year. He's playing out of his mind. Joel Embiid had a little bit of an off game, to say the least. And James Harden, he wasn't really aggressive in that first quarter, first half. Really, I think he only took maybe 2 shots in the first half or something like that. He almost went the first quarter without taking a shot at all. But they got punched in the mouth and they responded. It was a close game at the end, and they were resilient. They kept attacking, and they got good shots. And this team is starting to learn how to win in different ways. And I love the way the schedule is lining up for us since this All-Star break. Coming off the All-Star break, we had the Timberwolves. Then we had the Knicks 2 times in a row. 3 great tune-up games. Then you had a tough matchup against the Cavaliers, a legit playoff contender. Not a championship contender, in my opinion, but a team that you got to pay attention to in the playoffs, or you will get caught slipping. So that was a good matchup as well. Remind you, we beat them without James Harden anyway. So right now we're 2-0 against them, and I think we played them 2 more times. But again, we got the Miami Heat next. That's going to be a huge matchup. I think we beat them before in the season as well. We got the Bulls. We beat them earlier in the season as well. Then we got Brooklyn. They got KD back. Ben Simmons most likely won't play in that game, and we know why. He's fearful. But that's another conversation for another day. Overall, you guys, great team win. Great way to stay resilient. And you guys, super happy about where this team is going. And they're a legit threat in the Eastern Conference and can literally go all the way if they continue to stay consistent. If Tobias Harris continues to be more aggressive and growing his offense, if Tyrese Maxey continues to do what he's doing, if James Harden continues to be the distributor, continues to make everyone better around him and get everybody involved, if Joel Embiid continues to be Joel Embiid, and if hopefully Doc Rivers continues to do what he's been doing with these lineups, this team most likely can't be beat by anybody. Let's be totally honest. But that's just my humble opinion. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. How did you guys feel about this win for the Philadelphia 76ers? It got tough, but they responded being down by 20 points, and this team continues to get tested. So comment in that comment section below. I want to know what y'all think about the win. Tell me if y'all agree, disagree, if y'all think the Sixers can go all the way, if y'all think the Sixers can go all the way. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Also, make sure you smash the like button on the video. Really helps the content grow and helps the content get any and everywhere. If you guys are new to the content, make sure you subscribe, and I appreciate all the love as always. I'm your humble host, DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.